Well, 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 are holy tanks going to be a thing again after 4 years? Queen GUOWANG is making the case, so let's break her down and give her a grade. But first, download Gemstone Legends, a mobile RPG puzzle match game. Use the link in the description to start with free stuff, including a bonus hero. Alright, so Queen GUOWANG is our new legendary hero in the Three Kingdoms portal. She is a holy hero of the sorcerer class, and of course she's going to get this journey family bonus as well. That's for 1, 2, or 3 heroes with a 50% chance to increase the duration of each status effect that is cast by the hero for 1, 2, or 3 turns. Remember that because that may come into play with her special. Morale boost. Heroes belonging to this family, as well as heroes fighting alongside them, receive the following perks in the War of Three Kingdoms. That would be 10% attack, 3% defense, and 7% health. Alright, we've got, with the max power preview off, 778 attack, 813 defense, and 1555 HP. If we turn the max power preview on, noting that it's dependent on which path you take as far as talents go, you have the potential for like 894 attack, 966 defense, and 1870 HP. So she's definitely got the stats to be a tank if you want to make her a tank. Why do I keep saying that? Well, it has to do with her special. The Queen's Radiance at average speed, which, again, if you watch my videos, I say this all the time with these heroes, you can take a mana troop and make it functionally fast. Again, I know it's not fast, but you can get the tiles down from 10 to 9, which means 3 matches instead of 4. That's functionally fast. Deals 330% damage to all enemies. That's quite a lot at a functional fast speed, especially if you want to really focus on the attack stat and get that up as high as possible. But that really depends. You know, personally, with a stat like that, I might go defense primarily if I'm going to use this as a tank, and then attack secondary. HP's not quite as big of a deal unless there's a whole lot of damage over time status ailments in the meta. But that's really for you to decide. All allies get 10% mana every time an enemy uses their special skill during 4 turns. Wow. Now that's new. That's something we haven't seen before, and that sounds really powerful to me. And then lastly, the caster gets Vengeance for 4 turns. If Vengeance is dispelled by an enemy's special skill, all enemies receive 525 damage. Now that part might make people go, huh? Vengeance? What does Vengeance mean? What does Vengeance do? Now, this is my understanding of how Vengeance works. Vengeance is basically nothing except a little marker that goes on the heroes that they now have Vengeance. It's a status, right? It just sticks to them for 4 turns. And it does nothing unless you try to dispel it. And then it's like a bomb that goes off, and it deals 525 damage to all the enemies. So what this is doing is just incentivizing you from being able to dispel the effect that all allies get 10% mana. I hope that makes sense. I hope that I was able to speak about that clearly. It's basically just a little protective status that as long as you don't dispel, won't do anything. You can just let it expire. You can actually play around this if you want to. Should you? I don't know, but it's going to create some interesting matches because if you use your specials and they gain mana on the other side, let's say you're facing off against Queen GUOWANG, you might want to just hold on to your specials. But then if your opponents are about to go off anyway, maybe it doesn't matter if you use your specials. You know, if they're flashing like they're already going to use theirs, I think it creates a lot of interesting decision points in gameplay, personally. I think that this is going to create some really unique styles of play. You're going to have to think really hard about when you want to use your specials, how you're going to be making matches and things like that. For one thing, I think it's going to create a lot of headaches. If people start using Queen GUOWANG as their tank, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. And if they put out some more viable yellow tanks coming up here, we could see a renaissance of the yellow tank for like the first time in 4 years or so. So I think that this has a lot of potential. I think this is a very, very good hero. And not only that, it's usually not the case that when they put a hero out that could be a good tank, that it could also be good on offense, but she can be. Like, I would have no problems putting her on an offensive team, and especially taking her through like events and things like that where you're trying to get a lot of AoE damage. But the AoE damage is just extremely powerful. There's just a lot of things I like here. The question is she overpowered? And I think that remains to be seen. They did change her a bit during beta testing to now. And I don't know that means they got a lot of testing on this version of it. But I definitely like the amount of damage she does. And anytime you gain mana and can play faster, you're more likely to win. So there's that. So yes, you want her for defense. I honestly think you could even put her at a flank. Like, there's nothing to say she has to be a tank. If you're using purple tanks, she could be a flank on maybe even like the right flank is like a good place for her. That's often a great place. Maybe you put a defense down hero at the left flank, and then you put a big AoE damage dealer like her at the right flank, but she's also creating this ability for the team to gain mana. So yeah, she's totally viable on defense, probably more than just being a tank. I could see her at the flank positions too. She's great on offense for any situation in which you need the AoE effect. So yeah, you know, do defense down on everyone and then have her just light everyone up. So I see use for her everywhere. Now about the Titan, like maybe not as great against the Titan. She's not bad. She's just not a Titan hero. So I mean, like if you're a relatively new player, if you don't have like a full set of Titan heroes and you just need high tile damage, you can totally go with her and it's gonna be fine. You know, you don't get much benefit from her special from a Titan, so you're not maximizing her abilities in that sense, but you are pretty much everywhere else. War, raid, events, tournaments, everywhere. She can be used. Offense, defense. But I think if yellow tanks make a comeback, that's probably the best place for her. We'll see. We'll see. This is just speculation because this is a brand new type of hero that we really haven't seen before. I want to know your thoughts in the comments. But I'm going to give Queen GUOWANG an A because she just looks powerful and is so versatile. But what do you think? I want to know. And tell me why. And if you get her and you level her up, is she living up to my expectations or not? If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and I will catch you in the next one.